No one had seen anything like this before. 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 And Tunguska.
In my dreams, I'm always outnumbered by Jehovah's Witnesses. 10 to 1, 100 to 1. They always outnumber me. And they stand united against me. It's that sense of purpose and unity that scares me about Jehovah's Witnesses. You know what I'm talking about. That look on their faces. The clarity of vision. Never doubting who they are or what they're doing. It frightens me. It's been many, many years, but I continue having dreams about Jehovah's Witnesses. Night after night. They just keep coming. It usually involves me running down tunnels, corridors, district convention hallways. I'm looking for somewhere to hide. Hide from the prying eyes. The self-assured judgments. I've become quite adept at dissecting dreams, analyzing them. I can usually connect them to previous events and explain them away. For example, I see my dad in dreams, repeatedly. The Jehovah's Witnesses themselves are usually mannequin-like. They don't have faces. They're all wearing suits and ties. But they're faceless. But then I'm always able to pick out my father's face in the crowd. It usually involves some situation where I am in a pit, a la David in the pit of lions. And I'm looking up at a panel of Jehovah's Witnesses, a committee perhaps. They're inspecting me, judging me. And I see my father. He's looking down at me. I reach up towards him. I try to speak to him, but he doesn't respond. He just looks down at me and leaves me to my fate. A very disturbing dream I had earlier this year involved me at some sort of event, and I'm there with worldly school children. I'm at my grade school. It's the 1980s. I mean, it's some sort of classroom party, and all the kids are getting gifts. Teddy Ruxpins, Nintendos. It's the 80s. And then it comes turn for me to get my present. And I'm all excited. And I open it up. And it's a doll. But it's also my dad. Except he's a doll, but it's not like he's even like an action figure. He's made out of popsicle sticks that are taped together, and it has his face on it. And my heart sinks because it's not what I wanted. And my dad starts talking to me, and he says, "Don't throw me away. I'm better than some old video game. Look, I've got legs that move. I've got arms. I could carry boxes for you. Give me a chance. I want to live." And I feel so bad inside, not because I didn't get the toy I wanted. I feel ashamed because I didn't want my dad. And so I take the little doll that's my dad and I put him in my shirt pocket. And I go on and continue with the dream. At a later point in the dream, I'm running. I'm running as fast as I can. And my dad is riding along with me. He's in my shirt pocket. And he says, "Whee, this is fun." And I'm running faster and faster, and I hit a bump. And my dad goes flying out of my shirt pocket. And I hear this snapping sound. And in the horror of that moment, I realize that I've stepped on my dad and crushed him. I killed my dad. It happened in a second. And nothing I can do can change the fact that my dad's dead. There is one dream I had also earlier this year, to which I cannot correlate to any past event. And I've come to believe that its meaning may be lying in the future. It may foreshadow something, I know not what. In this dream, it takes place in a Kingdom Hall. The Kingdom Hall restroom, in fact. I'm in there, I'm washing my hands, and I'm a Jehovah's Witness. I have my suit and tie on. And I finished washing my hands at the sink. I'm drying them off with towels. I walk out into the auditorium, and it's black with smoke. Thick black smoke everywhere. It's a fire. The Kingdom Hall is burning. I can barely see, but I make my way to the fire exit. And I start pushing on the door, but it won't open. I push as hard as I can. It's not budging. I turn around and I see Jim Rogers, an elder from the 1980s. He walks out of the smoke and he's got his family with him. They're wearing their Sunday clothes. And I say, "Jim, we can't get out." And he says, "Yes, the door is locked. You see, the Great Tribulation has started, and Jehovah has closed the door to the ark." And I turn around and I start pushing on the door again as hard as I can. It's not opening. At this point, I'm choking, I'm coughing. I can barely see it all. I turn around again. And Jim Rogers is standing there. And the flames are beginning to consume him. He's not even moving. He's standing there like a statue. His wife, Kathy, I see the flames are running up her dress. His kids, his son Jacob, has flames running up his pant leg. They're standing there letting it happen. And I say, "Jim, we're going to be burned alive in here." And Jim Rogers says, "I know. But what's on the other side of that door is even worse."
I hate vegetables. They taste like butt crack.
I know how you feel, but it's my job to take care of you, and I gotta make sure you have this nutritious dinner to eat.
A pig wouldn't eat this. The peas and carrots barely even have enough garlic butter on them. Why can't we just have spaghetti sandwiches?
Because you've had spaghetti sandwiches 3 nights in a row. Please, just eat this dinner. It's good for you.
Why can't I just go watch the Country Bells movie?
Because you've seen it 1,000 times.
And I know you've got candy stuffed in that couch.
Now sit down, finish this dinner.
You can't tell me what to do. I'm a big boy now.
Oh, a big boy.
Yep, big boy.
Well, big boy, you're not going anywhere until these vegetables disappear.
That's what you think, Jack. Well, I'm getting the hell out of here.
Oh, and where are you going?
I'm gonna get in my time craft and travel out of this place. I'm sick of it here. And I hate you, by the way.
You can hate me all you want, but you're gonna finish that dinner.
Screw off.
I mean it. You can play with your toys after dinner, not before then.
Kiss my ass.
I mean it. Don't you touch that box. is this? Where am I? What is this place? Where am I? I don't believe this. I'm imagining this. No. This is a dream. This isn't real. No. It can't be. Help. Please, someone help me. What is this? What's happening? Oh, God. Help. This is... No. Where am I? No. No.
Well, what do you think?
Jehovah Bear! What is this place?
It's Panda Bear World.
Panda Bear World? No! Panda Bear World isn't real!
Well, of course it's real. What are you talking about? I've told you stories about it. Lots and lots of stories.
Yeah, but I thought you were making it up.
Why would a bear make something up?
Finding and feeding
This is the new Earth.
Yep, the paradise of Jehovah's Witnesses. And let me be the first to welcome you here. Good to have you.
I just can't believe it.
Oh, you better believe it. This is happening.
So Armageddon really came?
Oh, yeah. And let me tell you, it was a mess. It was like a spaghetti cook-off. Damn. I mean, that was raw shit. I mean, I wasn't there, mind you, but I've seen the footage on jw.org. They posted videos of it there. You remember when Anthony Morris III said that at Armageddon people were going to be like hot dogs?
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, he was exactly right. You see, when people are cooked alive, they split open like a jumbo frank. And also the waste products that are in their lower intestine bubble to the surface, and it's like a chili dog. Makes you hungry if you sit around long enough.
Oh, God, Jehovah Bear.
What? That's what it looked like. A fleet of chili dogs floating down an ocean of beef ravioli. Because the streets turned to oceans of blood, as you know. It was like tomato soup, and it was... What? Hey, you're not looking so good. Are you feeling all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. Keep talking. Continue.
Well, anyway, let me show you around.
This is a new system.
Yep, the paradise of Jehovah's Witnesses. Beautiful. I love it here. No TV or anything, but, you know, it's like camping.
So Armageddon? All the people in the world got killed?
Oh, yeah! It was a massacre, let me tell you. Boy, howdy. I mean, shit. Some of the most violent shit I've ever seen. I mean, that was... And I watch a lot of action movies, but god damn, that was raw. I mean, people's brains exploding. Guts pouring out everywhere. Pubic hair getting ripped out by the stump.
Oh, God.
Now there's still pieces of it laying around. Look, there's a human mandible over there.
There's still pieces of bodies laying everywhere?
Oh, yeah. You see, in fulfillment of Bible prophecy, the carcasses of the dead are used as fertilizer. Jehovah doesn't want his people to be wasteful. So, you're bound to see some dead carnage here and there. Babies are the best. Dead babies, oh, so soft and supple. You put them in the mulcher, they make great flower potting.
Whoa.
Hey, are you okay? You almost fell. Are you alright? You look sick.
No, I'm fine. I'll walk it off. I just need some air. I'm sorry, you can continue. What were you saying?
Oh, about the dead bodies. That tomato bush over there is made out of scrotums. See, that's why I don't eat vegetables.
Not now, Jehovah Bear.
Look, I hate to break up this beautiful moment, but we've got to get moving. If we're caught here, we'll be put to death.
Put to death? Why?
Because you're an apostate. Jehovah's Witnesses will throw stones at us until we're dead.
Are you crazy? I don't want to be an apostate.
Huh? I thought that was your whole thing.
Yeah, before I knew about all this.
Wait a minute. I thought you were raised by Jehovah's Witnesses. How could you not know about this? Oh. You did know about this. You didn't believe. For years and years, your parents took you to the Kingdom Hall, trying to teach you the good news of the kingdom. But you made your heart like a stone. And now it all came true? And you want to jump on the boat with everyone else? Well, I've got news for you, Buck. That boat sailed. And your name wasn't on the passenger list. What was that? I think we're being watched. We've got to get moving. Come on. Start walking. Quickly.
So how does that timecraft work anyway? I mean, it's just a box full of crap.
Ignorant question. My timecraft does not operate by mechanical means. is generated through Jehovah's Holy Spirit, which is in abundance in the new system of things. So we could just hop in your box and take off again? No, because this was an unexpected journey, thanks to you. My batteries are gonna need some time to recharge. Well, how long do we gotta wait? Well, the beating it's undergone? At least a few weeks, maybe a month. We're gonna be here a month? How are we gonna survive? Well, I know a few spots. We'll be safe from the watchtower as long as we can journey outside of the paradise into the outlands, which is where we're heading now. The outlands? Yeah. It's territory controlled by apostates. And we'll be safe there. I think. You think? Well, the apostates, they're a pretty gnarly bunch. Let's just say I've stolen a couple of bologna sandwiches in my life from them. And they are, well, they swore they would put my head on a pole. Oh, God. Don't worry. I'll wear sunglasses. They won't recognize me.
Jehovah Bear, I'm sorry about not believing you before. There's a lot to take in.
Well, I know.
So the Great Tribulation? I mean, it all seems so far-fetched. It really came true?
Don't concern yourself with it.
No, I really want to know. I mean, it was all outrageous stuff. You can't blame me for not believing. It just seems so impossible. Did everything happen just the way the Watchtower said it would?
Well, yes and no. Depends on how you look at
Times went
it.
from bad to worse. The internet and technology was opening everyone's eyes to a new world. A world growing tired of the phoniness of religion. Modern society had become increasingly secular and apathetic towards the idea of God and stuff. But what was also increasing was the extreme attitudes and violent behavior of religious nutjobs. Terrorism multiplied. Mass shootings, bombings, suicide attacks at schools and sporting events. Regular people were getting fed up of living in fear. Fear of an unseen enemy that kills them for no reason. Sick of giving up liberties and rights to protect themselves from psychopaths that want to hurt them just to make some religious point. Anyway, there was a series of bomb attacks in London, Spain, Germany. Then one day, everything changed. A 12-megaton nuclear warhead was detonated in the United States mainland. Thousands of people were fried like a bologna sandwich. Oh my God. Yep. It was like the entire world stopped spinning in that moment. And boy howdy was there a backlash about to come. With the full support of the American people behind him, the President of the United States gave a landmark speech that was broadcast across the world, in which he denounced religion and appealed to a new future for mankind, based on logic and progression and science. You see, Western civilization had reached its limit. They were tired of playing this endless cat-and-mouse game against a nationless, faceless enemy called terrorism. The United Nations immediately passed a binding resolution to ban any religion promoting violence, hatred, or prejudice. Well, that's pretty much all of them. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm guessing maybe that didn't go over so well with 1 billion Muslims. You could say that again. All hell broke loose. Millions of people started rioting, storming embassies, burning everything in sight. Ground wars erupted across the Middle East. India and Pakistan obliterated each other. The Korean peninsula wiped itself off the map. And the Iranians attacked Israel with chemical weapons. Israel responded with a nuclear missile. And Russia retaliated against Israel and the United States retaliated against Russia.
With nuclear missiles?
With pathogenic weapons, created in laboratories. Within a couple of weeks, 90% of Earth's population had choked to death on their own puke. And there you have it. The Battle of Armageddon.
And Jehovah's Witnesses were the only ones to survive?
No! Lots of people survived. Jehovah's Witnesses just thought they were the only ones. You see, Watchtower Society instructed the witnesses to go into their inner chambers in fulfillment of Isaiah 26:20. A month later, when they emerged from the kingdom halls and saw the millions of dead bodies everywhere, they assumed that they had been spared and survived the great day of Jehovah, unaware that this illusion had been carefully crafted for them.
Crafted by whom?
FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency,
which assumed control during the pathogen crisis of World War III.
Here's the punchline. What the witnesses thought was a bubble of protection from Jehovah was actually a bubble of biocontainment placed around each and every kingdom all on Earth, while the rest of the population was getting exterminated.
Exterminated by who?
Who do you think? The Illuminated Ones.
The Illuminati.
Yup. Those who would lift themselves to the level of God. A secret society that dates back to ancient Babylon, where a group called the Freemasons attempted to build a tower reaching heaven itself. Ever since then, it's been their purpose to enslave the human race and elevate themselves to rule in one united world government, in imitation of their god, the devil.
So the whole Armageddon thing was planned out?
Oh yeah, centuries in advance. And with the advent of the military-industrial complex, it finally became enactable.
And the whole war on terror thing was staged?
Well, orchestrated is more accurate. There were many actual terror groups out there, unaware that they had been groomed. The CIA was created by members of Skull and Bones, which itself was a branch of the Illuminati. They want to control the world and stuff. Well, they've pretty much been directing world events from behind the scenes since, well, I can't remember when. Good long time. Hollywood, Wall Street, Washington. Anyone that wants to rise to the top ranks of power must first ascend the rights of the Bohemian Grove. Disguised as a men's art club, it's actually a satanic initiation ritual. The rich and powerful meet secretly once a year, and they strip naked, stand in front of a statue, and petition the evil god Baphomet for guidance and power.
Okay, I'm guessing that's not good.
It's gross is what it is. A bunch of naked dudes in the forest? Come on.
What about the governing body?
The governing who? Oh, you mean those old guys in the office building. Just some low-level masons, selected for administrative duties, and to give a face to the publishing company.
And they're not in on this?
They're not even billionaires! Anyway, they're dead. The CIA terminated them to tie up all the loose ends. Spaghetti sandwiches.
Oh God, I'm gonna be sick.
Get this! The obituaries in Watchtower magazines said they had completed their earthly course. After all religion on Earth was destroyed, the United Nations itself was also dismantled in fulfillment of Watchtower prophecy. And then came the final extermination of Earth's billions. The aristocracy descended into their underground bunkers, and when the Holocaust was over, Jehovah's Witnesses emerged as the only visible survivors, singing praises to their God, ready to build a new order and clean up all the dead bodies around them, just as Watchtower had foretold.
Eugenics. The whole thing was a eugenics program. They spent 100 years breeding the perfect slave race to do
do all the cleaning and building and farming in the New Order.
Yep. Third and fourth generation JWs, like you. This was your purpose in life. It's why they created you.
I don't know, J-Bear. This is a lot to swallow, man.
Think about it. Why was it so important to them to have a global group of people on every corner of the earth, receiving their instructions simultaneously each week? Here, think about it this way. Imagine that you're an evil supervillain, and you're going to wipe out the general population so you can have the planet to yourself and make it just the way you like it. What would you need for this evil plan to succeed? Post-apocalypse.
Well, let's see. You would need a small contingent of humans to be your workforce, to build infrastructure, to meet your daily needs.
Go on.
Well, they'd have to be obedient, subservient, ready to take orders without reflection or thought.
And how would you get them to follow orders?
Conditioning. You would condition them for years and years. Train them to work long hours without any sort of thanks or appreciation. You would refer to the work as joy and tell them it's a privilege.
Well, how do you prevent any uprisings?
You convince them that there's nowhere else to go. Tell them that the world outside is dark and empty, and their only chance at happiness is to stay inside the group and keep their heads down.
Well, you're still going to have the occasional rebel.
So you teach the family members to spy on each other and report any suspicious behavior to their superiors. You make it a crime to whisper or complain or ask questions. Make it a crime to even think the wrong things. And periodically execute people to show the gravity of independent thought and keep the others in fear.
Okay, so how do you keep your workforce from tiring out and wearing down?
You would entice them with promises of grandeur. Tell them there's exciting new developments and prophecies unfolding. Call it new light.
And how do you explain it when their expectations don't even come true?
Same thing, new light. Act like the disappointments are a good thing and pretend like they should be excited about it. Encourage them to keep moving with the crowd so they can get to see what grand promises lie ahead.
Any of this stuff ringing a bell for you yet?
Yeah, I guess, but Jehovah Bear, this whole new system thing is jerry-rigged. I mean, how can it just keep going on and indefinitely?
Well, the same way the Watchtower organization kept going on indefinitely. With lies! Lots and lots of lies. You see, it's facilitated by the new scrolls that were opened up after Armageddon. The scrolls detail how Jehovah's people will be governed by a special class of humans who have been transformed into powerful spirit creatures, which is what the Illuminati have always aspired to become. And henceforth, the New Order operates under this two-class system that had long ago been introduced by the Watchtower. And the next 1,000 years are spent constructing New Jerusalem, a resplendent city of gold, described in Revelation 21. And it's from there that the Illuminatis get to behave like gods, eternally ruling over their sheep-like ones.
Wait a minute, J-Bear. Now I know that Jehovah's Witnesses are the thickest, most oblivious people on earth. But isn't it going to dawn on them at some point that they're still getting old and dying?
Well, nobody dies.
What do you mean, nobody dies?
I mean that once in a while somebody gets executed, but nobody gets sick or dies.
How is that possible?
Beats me.
Well, gee, that kind of puts a different slant on things, don't you think? I mean, when were you going to tell me this? I don't know, maybe paradise came true after all.
Well, not exactly. There's problems. Big problems. Apostates are popping up everywhere, spreading their mental disease like a wildfire.
Yeah, but that's supposed to happen. During the millennial reign, people will still rebel until the abyss opens up and the final showdown takes place.
No, there's something different going on. Something's wrong.
Resurrected people are apostatizing faster than they can even be brought back to life.
They resurrect them, the people commit suicide. They pick up a gun, blow their brains out.
Even people who have been JWs their entire life have something wrong with them.
They're not happy.
They're in the middle of paradise, but they just sit on the ground and look sad all the time.
No one can figure it out.
Can I tell you a secret? Sure. I dream about Tex-Mex food at night. Big plate of nachos. Some shredded cheese piled high. Oh yeah. Black olives. Some Western salsa. That's not a secret. You talk in your sleep at night. Oh. How much farther? Feels like we've been walking forever. I know. My underwear's riding up like... you wouldn't believe. God, my butt crack is raw. Jehovah Bear. Oh, it is. It's like raw hamburger right now. God almighty, I'm gonna be chapped for a week. Here, take a look at my butt. No, Jehovah Bear, no! Oh, I was hoping you could rub some lotion on it. You don't need lotion, you have fur. Oh. Hey, do you think there's a loafing jug around here? A loafing jug? We're in a post-apocalyptic world. Oh, just asking. I need some new sunglasses. The fashionable kind, preferably. You go to Loafing Jug to buy sunglasses? Yep. That's where I get all my stylish wear. That and Build-A-Bear Workshop. They've got some pretty good outfits. Anyway, I wanted to go to Loafing Jug to get some hot tips on garage sales. Garage sales? Yeah, the cashier Joel. He gives me leads on some pretty good stuff. That guy with the sideburns, I don't want you talking to him. What? He's cool. He's the only one I know that still watches the TV show Sliders. And The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. Those shows are from the 90s. Nobody likes them. What? You mean they've been canceled? Yes! My God, what is wrong with you? Oh, they're just really good shows. I love to sit down with a big bucket of ranch dressing, some Chips Ahoy to dip it in, watch Briscoe County Jr. I love it. You know what sounds good right now? Big fat cheeseburger, hot off the griddle, some salami on it. Yeah. I hope we get back in time to watch Higglytown Heroes. That's my favorite show. I just love those Higglytown Heroes. They get the job done, one way or the other. I like the one with the ladder. He's the best. I think he's some sort of volunteer fireman.
Higglytown heroes aren't real.
Yeah, you said Panda Bear World wasn't real. Now you tell me Higglytown ain't real? I've had it with you. You're just jealous of them because they're heroes. You're a zero.
Jehovah Bear.
I'm sorry, that was harsh. Boy, I sure am glad we found this car to drive.
We didn't find this car. It had a family of dead skeletons in it. We pulled them out and threw them on the ground like trash.
Well, they weren't going to do any fertilizing in there.
You're sick, J-Bear. Where are we anyway?
Oh, this looks like an old Kingdom Hall.
Welcome to the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm Brother Fancy. May I ask what the hell you're doing here? Oh, hi. We're just passing through. Wait a minute. I remember you. You're from the old system of things. What was your name? Billabong? JwFairyTale. Yes. You're the guy that used to sneak into the Kingdom Hall with a video camera. You taped my watchtower studies and posted them to the internet for everyone to laugh at. Those videos made me look like a horse's ass. Sorry, Brother Fancy. I guess it was a more impetuous time. Well, what's done is done. Yeah, let me show you around. What is this place? It's like a hangout for ex-JWs? Yes, you could say that. It's a little something I've thrown together here. I started a gang. You're in a gang now? Yeah. I'm sort of the leader around here. I command an insurrection against the new order of things. I'm kind of the big boss. Yeah. And we are really sticking it to Jehovah. We get together on the weekends and rebel against him. He hates it. And it's what we do. Here, let me introduce you to my band of merry men. Merry men? Yes, that's what I call them. I wasn't gonna be staying that long. I have to leave. I better get going. Come on, stick around. I have a few Joes I want you to meet. May I present to you the vast apostate army. Oh, God. Oh, golly. I know, right? Here, first of all, I'd like you to meet Joe and Cheryl. They've been married for 13 years, and they hate Jehovah. As you can see by the satanic looks on their faces. That's just pure hatred. Just coming to the surface. Satanic to the core. And happily married. It's a beautiful dress, Cheryl. Over here we have Jeffy. Say hello, Jeffy. Jeffy has Down syndrome. Over here we have Kenneth. Very vicious apostate. Wicked. Ruthless. He's also an evening manager at Radio Shack, and he's very generous in sharing his discount with us. This fellow's name is Chang. As you can see, he's found a medium-sized stick. He's going to kill someone with that? Hurt someone? Poke them! We'll figure it out later. Over here we have Jerome. Brother Fancy, these people are all just Jehovah's Witnesses with headbands on. Yes, well, there's a funny story to go along with that. One day, we were all sitting around and Jerome said, I've got it. Headbands. We'll take our neckties off and fashion them into headbands. To show how much we hate God's people. It's sort of a visual display. It's an 80s punk thing, you probably wouldn't understand it. We just want to demonstrate our hatred of God's people and their righteousness, and we do that through rebellious clothing.
I'll tell you, we searched high and low for a hot topic, but apparently they were all destroyed by Jehovah. Darn him. Look, even I'm getting in on this action. Look at me! I'm a relaxed young person. I feel so irresponsible. Here, somebody give me an iPod, so I can listen to some Justin Bebop. Well, enough of that. This fellow down here, I'd really like you to meet him. His name is Sweet and Salty. Sweet and Salty? Yes, it's the nickname people gave him. He's bisexual. Oh. And speaking of sexual innuendos, I'd like you to meet this gentleman. His name is Old Faithful, and there's a funny story that goes behind that too. Brother Fancy, I think we can discontinue the tour here. I feel like we all know each other pretty good, so we'll just leave it there. I'd invite you to join all of us at Fur's cafeteria, except it's a pile of rubble now. Brother Fancy, can I speak to you in private? Of course. Shall we adjourn to the back room? No. Would you like a drink from the water fountain before we begin? It's cool and clean. Sparkles when it goes down. Rich and smooth. No, I'm fine. It's this new system of things. You're not adapting to it very well, are you? Brother Fancy, this world is crazy to me! I mean, people in sweaters wearing headbands? And where is everyone? I've been here all day. I still haven't seen a single Jehovah's Witness. And what's this business about people living forever and never growing old or dying? What's really going on? You're not telling me something, and I want to know. What really happened at the end of the world? Very well. You asked for it. The world as we knew it ended in the first part of the 21st century.
When scientists studying black holes determined that the flickering ring of light circling the edge of the event horizon was not something trying to escape the gravity well, but rather information being reposited back onto the surface of space. What do you mean, information? The numerical sum of all objects that had ever fallen into the singularity. You see, for a long time, the learned have understood that heavenly objects, the planets, the stars, everything, can be described numerically. However, it was at this juncture the scientists realized they had it the other way around. The cosmos we see above us in the night sky is a description of the numbers comprising it. Laser projected into the interpretive faculties of the human mind. What? Space is an information structure. And the 3 dimensions we perceive are representations of numbers, fed into our stream of consciousness like a hologram. It's a unified field of fluctuating energy. And our thinking capacity constructs that which we see before us by relying on input from a frequency domain of that field. Astronomers looking through telescopes always imagined that they were looking at stars light years away. But it was at this pivotal moment they realized that the light was in their mind. You see, we have all been conditioned since birth to believe that what we see out there in the world around us is an independent reality with a life of its own. And our puny little role is limited to observing it and reacting to it. But this new discovery suggested that we are self-projecting this reality, holographically, from a field of endless numbers containing all possibilities. Brother Fancy, just because some crazy scientist thinks the world's a hologram doesn't make it real. And what exactly do you think is real? I don't know. The ground? Rocks? Mountains? And what are they made out of? atoms, I guess? And just what are atoms made out of? Nothing. The solidity of something like a mountain is a mirage, because at a subatomic level, what you're really seeing is empty space. An atom itself is almost 100% empty space. Its tangible state exists only by virtue of a mysterious force, which brings the particles of the atom to a powerful vibration and holds them together like a tiny solar system. But a subatomic particle is not really a particle. It's a frequency. And this frequency behaves in accordance to the expectations of the observer. Okay, you definitely lost me somewhere. It's called the measurement problem. It happened when physicists firing electrons through an accelerator fitted with a double slit discovered the electrons arriving at the other end in the form of a wave pattern. Convinced that their eyes were deceiving them, the scientists attached recording devices to alleviate any human bias. But the electrons being recorded always retain their solidity, no matter how many times fired. You ready for the insane part? After the recording devices were removed, the electrons once again began arriving at the far end as a wave pattern. What are you saying? The electrons seemed to know they were being recorded. Wait, stop. Let me get this straight. The entire world around us, everything we see, is made up of atoms. Right. Except the atoms aren't really there. It's all empty space. The only thing that is there is these tiny little specks of nothing called subatomic particles. Correct. And they only exist in a confirmed way when someone is trying to look at them or think about them. Yes. Scientist turns around, pretends to stop caring about the particles, and they turn into a wave. Then scientist spins back around, and the particles redefine themselves. Exactly. The act of confirming the existence of subatomic particles is what makes them exist. You got it. You're shitting me. If it was Saturday morning and I had a book bag in my hand, you'd know I was shitting you. But this shit is real. So the particles just stop existing? No. They continue existing as possibilities, collapsing in and out of a realm of what is yet to be determined by us. A holonomic interpretation, summoned by our consciousness, generated from a field of information, and projected into our minds like a television set. What's more is that this function, unknown to humanity throughout the eons, seems to be one of purpose. That's why scientists cannot pinpoint where any one subatomic particle is, because only the awareness of living beings can fixate that into a certainty. We are the deciding factor. The things we see out there, the objects we recognize, are illustrations we piece together subconsciously and automatically. Our own mental presence actively constructs the world around us like building blocks. That action of looking in expectation is what makes something for us to see. Our thoughts collectively animate into reality, allowing us to build and create a participatory universe all around us as we go along. As you can imagine, the societal implications of this new dawn were staggering. Religious people finally came to their grips and began realizing their holy books were nothing but trash. Transversely, evolutionists were forced to revisit their concept of organic life being concocted in a sloppy accident. A global awakening began to spread. The daily grind of politics, consumerism, and TV celebrities gave way to larger questions about the meaning of life. Did this marvelous movie theater create itself? Who is running the projector? If our awareness of the universe is a direct factor in its existence, does that mean that it would not be here without us? The human family seemed to be entering into a new era of inquisitiveness. It was at that moment that Armageddon was unleashed. The greatest holocaust in the history of mankind. Books were burned. Schools and colleges were burned. Teachers and scientists were put to death. All higher learning was abolished, and the internet was destroyed. The New World Order was here. A hierarchy of peasants and masters, just like in medieval times. I just don't get this, Brother Fancy. I mean, how can the human race be so advanced with technology and enlightenment, and then kablooey? They just go straight back to the Dark Ages again? With torture and slavery? Why? As you have learned, JwFairyTale, the universe is biocentric, conjured and contrived around the ego. But our humanity is also biocentric, and all of us, at some level, are given to the foibles of selfishness and delusion. That's what religion is, you know? Connecting dots, filling in the gaps. The Bible itself exists as a piece of literature, but then someone comes along, picks it up, and begins making connections between the verses. And voila, a religion is born. The problem is, each individual's neural pathways are like snowflakes. No two belief systems are alike because no two people can think alike, no matter how hard they want to or try. Identical thought patterns are impossible. Every Christian in the world is apostatizing against every other Christian in the world, who in turn is apostatizing against every other Christian in the world. Their dream of a uniform belief is just that, a dream. Organized religion is an unworkable premise, be it the Jehovah's Witnesses or any other denomination. The only thing that allowed this charade to continue in the past was the fact that people couldn't read each other's private thoughts. And once that safety was gone, Christians began butchering each other like it was the Spanish Inquisition. What are you talking about? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about ETMs, electronic thought monitoring devices. A cerebral attachment mandated by the Watchtower Society in 2037. It works sort of like a computerized dog collar, with a radar attached to it. All humans are required to wear them. In accordance with Matthew 5:28, everyone who looks at a woman with a passion has already committed adultery. And Jeremiah 17:9, the heart is treacherous and more desperate than anything. I guess that one turned out to be true. And Watchtower proved it. You ask me how it is that people here in the New Order never die. It's because they're not really alive. The Jehovah's Witnesses you knew had their synaptic intertwinings copied by 3D CAT scan, translated into a code, and uploaded to a battery of interconnected servers. Life without end is a paradise simulation program, repeating in a loop again and again. The gaps in plausibility don't matter because it's all just virtual reality, simulated by machines. People are resurrected by pasting together memories of them from other people's dreams. Any unsuitable personality traits can be rearranged or erased, as can knowledge of any unpleasant realities. They refer to it as the former things not being called to mind. It also explains how anyone who even thinks of sinning in the New Order just disappears. At the first errant thought, the data comprising the individual's consciousness is deleted from the mainframe. Simply put, the people you call Jehovah's Witnesses stopped existing a very long time ago. All that remains are echoes.
Despite everything, our war against the New World Order continues. We could use a good man like you on the front lines. Would you consider joining us in our spiteful recriminations? Sorry, Brother Fancy. I just don't do that stuff anymore. Is there nothing you could contribute? Yeah. I can contribute knowledge gained through experience. You're outnumbered. You're outspent. You're outmatched in every way. There's always going to be more of them than there are of you. So, give up. Don't throw away your best years like I did. Anyway, thanks for the water. See ya.
I don't believe it. It's our old house. It's still standing. Yeah, all the watchtowers in the basement must have provided a safety net for it. It was spared. The electricity's still on. Thank God. We can hide out here for a few weeks. The backup generator must still be working. Hey, it's your old computer! See if this piece of shit still works! Wait, are you smaller right now? Huh? You look really small. Oh! No, I'm just standing further away. It's a force of perspective. Oh, okay. That was just a huge plot hole for me. I understand. Now let's get this piece of shit fired up. Hotcake! What the hell are you doing here? Oh, nothing. I'm just going to make you my bitch. I'm not a bitch. You're the bitch. No, you're the bitch. No, you're the bitch. You're the bitch. I'm going to grab you by the scruff. Nobody grabs me by the scruff. Did you enjoy the pie I left for you? Pie? I had some pie the other day, but you didn't leave it for me. Some sisters from the Kingdom Hall did. Oh, really? What did you do to it? Oh, nothing. I just wiped my butt with it. Oh, shit. You didn't notice anything wrong with it? Well, the morsels that were on top of it tasted a little bit gamey, now that you mention it. There weren't any morsels on top of it. What? I thought it was a spiced apple pie. It was a regular apple pie. Oh! You're sick! I'm gonna hunt you down. I don't know how you got on this computer, but I will find you. I will beat you within an inch of your life. Wrong, Jehovah Bear. I'm the one who's going to beat you. I'll beat you until you beg for mercy. You will beg me and call me sir. I'll never do that! You will kiss my ass. I'm going to make you kiss my ass. French kiss it. Both lips. You will be my pet, Jehovah Bear. I will own you, and you will sleep in a little crib. I'll never do that! You will bow to me. You will bow to me, Jehovah Bear! Never!
You guys, this feud's been going on a long time. Maybe you should cool it. I mean, you guys are gonna just relax a little bit.
JwFairyTale, when I want your opinion, I'll beat it out of you. Let me handle this. I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm going to kick your ass, bitch. I'm not a bitch, you're the bitch. No, you're the bitch. You're the bitch, bitch. You're my bitch. I'll make you my bitch. That's what you think, bitch? You ever try to come near me, I'll beat the shit out of you. I'll beat the shit out of you. No, I'll beat the shit out of you. I'll beat the shit out of you, put the shit back in, and then beat it out again. What is this? Where did Hotcake go? Who the hell are you? Hey! Ah! What is this? What the hell is going on? Who are you? I want answers! I'm talking to you! What is the meaning of this?
Henry was an elder serving at Bethel, the world headquarters of Jehovah's Witnesses. And one evening he was returning to his quarters after a long day, and he was exhausted. It's 9 o'clock at night. Wouldn't you know it, the phone rings, and Henry picks it up. It's the front desk, alerting him to a possible emergency situation involving Abigail. Sister Abigail was a nurse serving at Bethel. She had been a nurse practitioner there for about 25 years, which was an accomplishment in itself, being that Sister Abigail was a single woman working in a male-dominated building. And they patch Abigail through, and Henry says, "Sister Abigail, I understand there's a problem. How can I help you?" And Abigail says, "There's a naked man outside my window." "A naked man?" "He's buck naked. Not a strip of clothing. You can see everything. It's just right there. Full frontal. Not one thread of clothing. He's just out there." And Henry thinks for a minute and he says, "Abigail, your apartment window doesn't even face the street. The only thing outside your window is another watchtower residence building about 20 feet away." And Abigail says, "I'm telling you, there's a man as naked as a country morning. He's right there. He's completely nude." And Henry says, "I'll be right up." And Henry goes to the elevator, goes up to the 10th floor, he knocks on Abigail's door. She answers. She's in a bathrobe. She's visibly shaken. She waves Henry to the bedroom. And through the bedroom window, Henry can see that there is indeed a light on in the building next door, and there appears to be someone in it. It's an apartment building, and he can see that there's a young man there who looks like he may have just gotten out of the shower. He his hair is wet, slicked back. He's going about his business in there. The thing is, the window's only about this big. It only comes down to here. And Henry says, "Abigail,
I do see that there's someone out there, and it looks like he may have just gotten out of the shower. But the window only comes down yay so far. I don't see any nudity. Oh, he's nude. He is nude! Henry gets up on his tippy toes. He looks around as high as he can. He says, Sister Abigail, it's clear that he's not wearing a shirt, but below here you can't really see anything. I mean, for all we know, he isn't even naked. And Abigail says, oh, believe me, he is naked. Here, climb up on the dresser. Then lean against the ceiling fan. And
Whatever happened to you, man? What happened to me? I went flying apart. Weren't you there? I self-destructed live on TV camera. You want to know what happened to me? The same thing that's going to happen to you and everyone you know. You're going to get old. You're going to get weak. You're going to die. A long time ago, I started making videos. To make people laugh, it's all I wanted to do. Laughing is the opposite of pain. And I love seeing that look of laughter on people's faces. But then, one day towards the end, I looked up and no one was laughing anymore. And everyone I loved had tears running down their faces.
Some say that here a murder has been done, and blood cries out for blood, but for my part I've guessed, when I've been sitting in the sun, that it was all for unhappy heart. What thoughts must through the creature's brain have passed? To this place from the stone upon the steep are but 3 bounds, and look, sir, at this last. Oh, master, it has been a cruel leap. For 13 hours he ran a desperate race, and in my simple mind we cannot tell what cause the heart might have to love this place, and come and make his deathbed near the well. Here on the grass, perhaps asleep he sank, lulled by his fountain in the summer tide. This water was perhaps the first he drank when he had wandered from his mother's side. In April here beneath the scented thorn, he heard the birds their morning carols sing, and he perhaps, for aught we know, was born not half a furlong from that same spring. But now here's neither grass nor pleasant shade, the sun on dreary or hollow never shone. So will it be, as I have often said, till trees and stones and fountain all are gone.
J-Bear, I gotta go back. Well, it's gonna be a month. I can't wait a month. There's gotta be some way to get your timecraft operational. Well, maybe if we found an assembly hall to plug into, we could zap enough Holy Spirit to get things flying again. I'll do whatever it takes. I don't care about Jehovah's Witnesses or New World Order. None of that crap matters to me. I gotta go home. Now. Alright, we'll leave first thing in the morning.
Big baked potato. Tons of sour cream on it. Some Bacos. Oh, hell to the yeah. I would rip someone's throat out for a bag of Taco Bell right now. I'll tell you that. I would commit murder to get burrito supreme. Wash it down with a big tub of Pepsi. Oh yeah. Yeah, come on. You know what movie I haven't seen in a long time? Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Maybe we should run it when we get back. No. Absolutely not. How come? Because I hate that movie. Everyone in the world hates that movie. Nobody in the world likes Chitty Chitty Bang Bang or wants to watch it. except for you and the people who were in it. Just asking. You know what? You take out all your aggression on me, don't you? It was an abusive relationship. This is a dysfunctional family. I love you anyway. We're codependent, you know that? I know. If it weren't for me, you'd be alone. Remember that.
What is that? I don't know. Let's have a look. I don't believe it. It's an old Jehovah's Witness house-to-house record. I'll be damned. What are the odds? What's that over there? Little Billy's diary? What the hell is this? What on earth? It's some little kid's journal he wrote.
Dear Diary, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Little Billy. I am a 10-year-old servant of the Most High God. My hobbies include riding my bicycle, playing with Legos, and Jehovah. I have 2 parents who have raised me to walk in the way of Jehovah. I also have a grandma. But after Grandpa died, she started having depression. Her field service and meeting attendance became spotty. My Bible-trained conscience told me that she was weakening spiritually. And wisely, I drew away from her to protect my spiritual health and good standing. How can you love your family when you don't even love Jehovah? Well, a few months later, my grandma committed suicide. Jehovah saw the danger ahead, and he protected my path. Dear Diary, today at school I read my assignment in front of all my classmates. In my report, I told them about a war I heard on the news. Also, there was a major earthquake, and the stock market went down. I told them that these are signs and wonders of the invisible presence of Jesus Christ. That's when my teacher butted in and said that current events happen every day and it doesn't mean anything. And that's when I said, "Oh, really? Well, what about the fact that Jehovah's Witnesses are the fastest growing religion in the world?" That's when my teacher took off her glasses, shook her head, and said, "That's nowhere even close to being true." But you know how arrogant and prideful worldly people are. Too stubborn to admit when they're wrong. They just don't want to trust in the true God until it's too late. Dear Diary, last night at the Kingdom Hall, I had an important assignment on the Theocratic Ministry School. My part was a 5-minute Bible reading from the Hebrew Law Code and Deuteronomy. Laws regarding how to deal with a woman's menstrual cycle in the congregation. After the meeting, I went to the literature counter to refurbish my service bag. I'd been running low on back issues. That's when I noticed the stack of house-to-house slips was getting low on the back counter. I knew what I had to do. I approached 2 elders I saw talking to each other, and I said, "Brothers, could we spend less time talking and more time attending to the needs of the congregation?" They told me to shut up or they would have my parents punish me. I learned a hard lesson that night, but the discipline was refreshing. Dear Diary, today when I came home from school, I saw my father sitting at the kitchen table surrounded by bills. He was crying. He told my mother that there was no way he could pay them all. That's when I spoke up and said, "Father, the course of wisdom is to let Jehovah ease your burdens." To which he told me to shut up. But I further admonished him and said, "Father, throw your anxieties upon Jehovah. Let him take up the yoke. Use this opportunity to make better your study habits. And let the word refresh your soul with its life-giving water." That's when my father stood up and swore to God that he would beat the hell out of me if I didn't shut up. His words, not mine. Don't worry. My mother held him back and told me to go play outside. Dear Diary, this morning I put on my suit and rode my bike to the territory card I checked out. As for you and your household, do as you will. But as for me, I will continue working out my own salvation in the door-to-door ministry. In Jehovah's organization, we never have to worry about things like divorce. What are you talking about? The Kingdom Hall is full of divorced people. Yes, well, those are isolated incidents, usually in which one mate has been unfaithful to the other. Just on rare occasion. Yeah, but it's not on rare occasion. There's tons of divorced JWs. It happens all the time. Your Kingdom Hall probably has people get a divorce right now. Look, divorces are everywhere. Yeah, but you just used it as an example of why Jehovah's Witnesses are different and better. Well, I can see you already know a lot about the Kingdom Hall. That means you're a human apostate. You're probably bitter because you were serving with a date in mind. But deep down, you know Jehovah's Witnesses have the truth. You're just too selfish to live right. That doesn't even make any sense. If I know it's the truth, and all I have to do is obey the rules for a few years and I get to be in paradise, why wouldn't I do it? Because you're seeking your own fleshly pleasures. Wait a minute. You're the one going door to door so that you can live forever in Panda Bear World. How am I the one seeking pleasure? Well, you're just saying that to justify your lifestyle. Justify to who? Jehovah's Witnesses don't talk to me anymore, and I don't hang out with them anymore, and I don't believe in Jehovah anymore. So who am I justifying all this to? You're telling yourself there is no Jehovah to put your mind at ease. How would that put my mind at ease? How is knowing that I'm going to get sick, grow old, and die a comfort to me? I'm going to die either way. Do you understand that? Whether there's no God or there is a God and I'm just living in sin, I'm going to die. Why would I need to fictionalize what I'm doing? Because you just don't want the burden of living in the truth. The Bible said it's not a burden, it's a joy. I thought the Bible said the yoke is kindly and light. Now you're telling me it's a burden? Explain yourself. I can see that you just want people to die with you. That's sick. What the hell is wrong with you? How dare you come to my door and say something like that? You're telling me that I know Jehovah's Witnesses can give everyone eternal life. In just a few years, everyone can live forever, and Jehovah's Witnesses have the key. But I don't want people to have it. I want everyone to be dead. I just want everyone in the world to die. That's what you're saying? How dare you? How dare you come to people's doors every morning and say shit like this? You're sick! Dear Diary, I am a fatherless boy. My parents got themselves disfellowshipped by Jehovah. How did it happen, you ask? Well, last week I walked into my parents' bedroom and saw them engaged in stimulation of each other's genitals. I am a virgin, but I know what it looks like because we talk about it at the Kingdom Hall. Well, at the next meeting I told the elders, and they wasted no time in cleansing the congregation of this defilement. The next week, when my parents were driving home from their judicial meeting, they were in a car accident, and the doctors at the hospital wanted to give them a blood transfusion. Although my parents had lost their chance at a resurrection, I knew that I still had to take sides with Jehovah. My fleshly family failed in the race for life. But as for me, I shall continue walking in the way that is pleasing. Jehovah will be my father now, and his organization will be my mother.
Oh my God! That little kid killed his parents because he thought Jehovah and the Watchtower were going to take care of him. I know, it's hilarious. It's not hilarious. That's tragic and super sad. Oh my God. What happened to little Billy? I mean, that's the last page of the journal. There's nothing after that. Where is he? Is he okay? Beats me. How the hell should I know? Well, what about all the other JWs we know? Batman and Smagisa, what happened to them? And the chaos that followed Armageddon? They're probably dead. This can't be the future. Well, it is. No, Jehovah Bear. I mean, this can't be the future. We can't let this happen. We've got to do something. Do something? I thought you said you wanted to go home. Go home and do what? Stick our head in the sand? While millions of people get turned into robots? No, we got to do something. But you're just a silly man. And I'm a panda bear. What can we do? I don't know. But we've got to try.
When in doubt, always turn to an elder. Brother Fancy? You think I'd miss this jamboree? If you're planning to take on the Watchtower Society, you're gonna need my help. Hey, wait a second. We're out in the country, Brother Fancy. How do you have curtains behind you? Oh, these? Well, I take them with me. It's part of my lifestyle. I'm upper middle class, you know, and this is just part of the beauty that surrounds me. I deserve it. I live a luxuriant lifestyle. Sparkling water. I have a beautiful credenza in my home. Anyway, Jehovah Bear, does your timecraft still have enough juice to fly us around? Well, yeah, I guess so. Great. Here is what I propose. We go straight to the source. We fly to the mountain of Jehovah, and there we take our stand. I must warn you, though, it could get dangerous. We're with you, Brother Fancy. Jehovah Bear, get back here! The legendary Mount Zion. Located at the top is the watchtower itself. No one has ever come this far before. Awesome. That's my woman. Pretty nice, huh? And that's me. Yeah! Woo! Feels good. Feels good to live a country lifestyle. I'll ask all of you to calm down right now. You calm down. Don't make me jump up from this bed of flowers. I will do it. You stop drinking that OJ. That's mine. It burns. I'll have a double cheeseburger with large French fries. Chocolate chip McFlurry. And tell them not to be stingy with the ketchup. When is that spaghetti dinner coming? Is the Country Bears on? 'Cause that's my favorite show. You know what? Forget the whole thing. I'll have a big plate of hash browns. Yeah. With some scrambled egg. Oh, hello, Brother FairyTale. I've been expecting you. It's good to see you too, Brother Fancy. You haven't turned in service time in, well, I can't remember when. Who are you? Me? Oh, nobody. Just Jehovah, your God. I don't believe you. Well, I never believed that pancake and sliced banana would be delicious together. And we know how that turned out. I made a fool of myself, because those two are dynamite.
They're like lovers in the bedroom. A little melted butter on top. Oh, yeah. You really are Jehovah? Jehovah God? You're the Jehovah. Sure. Or you can call me Jesus, or Allah, or my personal favorite, Satan. We are the same person after all. Oops! That was a secret! I wasn't supposed to tell anyone about that! Don't look so surprised. I know that Brother Fancy has revealed to you the true nature of the universe, and therefore you must realize that I am simply a frequency wave, experiencing the wonder of my existence in various formats. Sometimes as a god walking the earth, sometimes as the devil arguing back and forth with myself. But it's all me. Me. 24 hours a day, and I like it that way. You know what else I like? Interacting with lower types of frequency waves, which I call life forms. Yeah, well, I'm not buying any of this, Jehovah, or whoever you are. Oh, I see. JwFairyTale doesn't believe. What a news story. Still limited by the confines of conventional thinking, huh? Okay, sports fan. I'll let you explain all this to me then. I'll just sit back here. Someone bring me a popsicle. Banana flavored, if possible, with a pancake wrapped around it. Let me guess. You probably believe that a long time ago, a puddle of amino acids congealed and became your ancestors. Walking, talking DNA. It's special stuff. And that theory makes sense to you and you're just going for it. But the ridiculous idea of numbers themselves coalescing together and becoming conscious is just, well, it's too far out. It's beyond what you can accept. And so you're not into that. Well, yeah. Strawberry flavoring. Banana pudding pop right now. But if you're God, then what is the truth? All of it. Silly Billy. All of it's the truth. Every word said, every dream ever conjured, every expression that has ever been uttered forth. Even lies are true in a way because they originate in the known universe, and nothing unreal exists. Humans naturally have a religious component making up their being. And JwFairyTale wants to separate that from them? Who are you? Who do you think you are? Spiritual belief is conceived in the human mind, the most advanced and complex system in the known universe, and you want to deny its manifestations? How dare you? The wonders of imagination cannot be dismissed as falsehoods, as they did not come from nothing. They were drawn from the entirety of the human brain, composed of mass and energy, very real substances. Wow. Just kidding. There's no such thing as the truth. Your little opinions that you call the truth are entirely subjective and relative to context. Don't you see? Human knowledge is fragmentary. The notion of human beings teaching each other the truth is about as absurd as one ladybug teaching the truth to another ladybug. The brevity of the bug's lifespan and the scope of the universe they will never even be aware of makes this scenario ridiculous. If people are just like bugs to you, why are you messing with them? I do it for fun, of course. Jehovah's Witnesses are my little tinker toys, and I just love playing with them. Oh, it just really boosts my ego when I see them going from door to door with my magazines. I love it. It's like orange juice going down. Yum, 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 yum. But saltier. It tastes salty. I don't know how to explain it. You just have to be there. Also, my good friends in the Illuminati need people for slaves, and so the whole Jehovah Witness thing, it's very important to me. It's kind of a big deal. But you're abusing them. Oh, I don't think of it that way. It's a fair trade, really. You see, they give me the obedience and worship I crave, and in return, I let them think they're gonna live forever. And when it doesn't turn out that way, they get to think of it as a chance to be humble and wait upon my saving power. But that's evil. You're stealing away their lives. You're taking their chance to explore the mysteries around them. Mysteries around them? They'd go insane, blow their brains out. Look, I'm giving them a sense of security, even if it is a false one. Well, sorry, Jehovah, but I don't want to live in a paradise based on lies. Oh, I'm relieved to hear you say that, because I don't want you to live here either. You see, I'm going to kill you and your two friends. Kill us for what? We didn't even do anything wrong. Well, it's not so much about right and wrong as it is just being loyal and showing our obedience to the organization. But you just told us it's all bullshit. Well, nevertheless, we need to remain submissive and continue listening to the brothers taking the lead among us. Wait, who's we? What brothers? What are you talking about? Look, I'm going to kill you. The decision's final.
Excuse me, Sovereign Lord Jehovah.
What is it, Brother Fancy?
May I beseech you to stay your hand for just a moment?
Why?
Why? Why? To allow us to write our confessions.
That's right. We want to confess to our sins on paper. Well, that actually sounds pretty good. I can use that announcement to read to the congregation. Should be a big morale booster. All right, Brother Fancy. I'll give you 5 minutes. And I'll just be standing around the corner over here. So, I'll leave you to yourselves.
Quickly! Gather round.
I brought pens so we could write our confessions.
We're not going to write our confessions, Jehovah Bear. I need to know about your timecraft parked outside. Can it be controlled remotely?
Yeah, I have the remote control right here.
Give it to me. When Jehovah returns to strike us down, we'll use the timecraft's deflected dish to intercept the beam of Holy Spirit and channel it back at him. What? Remember your theocratic training, Brother FairyTale. The only one powerful enough in this universe to destroy Jehovah is Jehovah himself.
It's the perfect plan.
Well, you're coming with us.
No, I can't. Someone has to stay behind to man the controls. I'm rerouting the circuits on this device. The subsequent blast should be enough to blow this mountain to smithereens. And with any luck, the residual time wave will send you and Jehovah Bear back to the old system of things.
Brother Fancy, could you even do this thing you're talking about? I mean, you've been in the truth your whole life.
Yes, my whole life. Taking orders. Do this because it's the truth. Do that because it's the truth. Every district convention, something new that's gonna be the truth. Well, now it's time for my truth. And this creep Jehovah can't be God. Because I believe that God is love. And there is no greater love than this. That a man should lay down his life in behalf of his friends. No. Oh, no, Brother Fancy. Please, old friend. It's all right. It's a far better thing I do than I have ever done before. A far better resting place I go to than I have ever known. Now get out of here, you fool, before it's too late.
We'll never make it. It's too far. We've got to make it. Brother Fancy's buying us time. Now keep running.
Time's up! Where are the other two?
They bounced up out of here. It's just you and me, you slut.
I'm going to enjoy killing you.
Bring everything you got, bitch.
You're the bitch.
No, you're the bitch.
I'll make you perish in the way.
I'll make you perish in the way.
I'll make you lick the dust.
I'll make you lick a piece of shit.
I'm gonna grab you by the scruff.
Nobody grabs me by the scruff.
I'm going to make you beg for mercy.
You wanna rock and roll? I know where there's a jukebox.
I'm going to kill the shit out of you!
Come on. Let's ride this rainbow.
This is incredible! Oh God, we're right back where we left. Oh, I know. Oh wow, that was a rush. Yeah, I'm still writing that. I'm still bringing the sensation. Woo! Woo! Wow! Oh wow! I can't believe that. What an incredible transformation. It was a little disturbing that you and Jehovah both like the Country Bears movie. Well, the man has good taste. Had good taste. Wait, is he dead in the future? How does this work? Well, I'm just sorry I got you into this mess. Well, I just wanted to be a big boy. Jehovah Bear, I gotta tell you something about me. I hated my life as a JW. I was miserable because I always felt small and undeserving and worthless. My life just didn't seem to matter in their grand scheme of things. And I filled my time with going to meetings and going in service, trying to work off this feeling of guilt, this burden of uncleanness I always felt and carried with me, but it never went away. I always felt worse. And you know what? I've made a decision. I want to tell everyone out there in the world who has ever had the misfortune of getting mixed up with Jehovah's Witnesses. You're not a dog. You're not a swine. You're not a goat or a weed or an unsuitable fish or whatever new thing they came up with this year. You're a part of this universe, an equal part with everyone else. And you don't have to justify your existence to people that show up on your doorstep. And you know something else? I'm done beating myself up. I'm done letting Jehovah's Witnesses make me feel bad. I don't care what I said or did when I was 12. I don't owe you anything. And I'm never, ever gonna let these people hold sway in my life again. And to all the people out there that are pissed off because I turned my stupid life into a TV show and they don't like it because it's embarrassing or they don't like what I'm saying, guess what? I'm not going to stop. I'm not sorry. You can get bent. And yes, I make mistakes. And yes, I make videos that are stupid or embarrassing or whatever. I'm a human. This is my life. I'm out here in the real world. I'm living real life. I'm not hiding behind a rock. I'm not hiding in a kingdom hall. You know what I remember about my life as a Jehovah's Witness? I was never honest. Never completely honest with the householder. Never completely honest with someone at the kingdom hall I'm trying to make a presentation for or make some sort of appearances to keep up. I was never even honest with myself. The phony smiles. The jargon,
The phrases you repeat again and again. It's that feeling of inauthenticity that made me miserable inside. Because deep down I knew that I was a fraud, and I was surrounded by frauds all the time, and it felt lousy. But when you turn on my channel, I'm being honest with you. And I'm not sorry. And I want to encourage everyone out there in the world to turn on their cameras and start talking about their lives. You don't have to be articulate. You don't have to know everything about the Bible. Just turn on your camera and tell us about yourself. There's a reason why Watchtower hates that. Because they know that when people feel happy and accepted, they don't need Watchtower, and they don't need Jehovah's Witnesses. And that's how these phony little religions come to their end.
So you're not going to give up and stop caring?
Jehovah Bear, Brother Fancy paid with his life to give me a second chance at mine. If all of us ex-JWs keep making videos, maybe we can give someone out there a second chance at theirs.
Well, I guess I'd better go finish my vegetables now. Vegetables? What for?
You know, the Sonic drive-thru is open till midnight. How about we go get a couple of strawberry sundaes?
Strawberry sundaes? Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
With butterscotch topping?
With butterscotch topping.
You see, something else I've learned along the way.
Life is a long, strange trip.
It'd be a mistake not to stop here and there and taste the strawberries. Oh, boy! I'll just go get my fanny pack on. I'll be right back. Excuse me. Say, as long as we're going out, can we stop at a few garage sales?
Garage sales?
Yeah. Sure, but what for? Well, I'm gonna need to pick up a few supplies so I can start rebuilding my timecraft.
Your mighty works of
reach into my time box.
This is my power craft. This Jehovah Bear's time craft is no match for mine. This is like shag carpeting for me. This is my time box. As you notice, I have the feathers in the background. Well, I like to chew on those sometimes. It's like a toothpick for me. It's a giant-sized toothpick. Also, sort of a miniature guitar that I play sometimes. Let's just say I spend a lot of time chewing on feathers. It's just something I do. Well, thanks for dropping in, everyone. But my tummy is going to be filled with hamburgers soon. Therefore, I'm going to pass out. So, I guess this is where the interview ends. Good night. Sweet.
Feel. But it's my job to take care of you, and I gotta make sure you have this nutritious dinner to eat.
A pig wouldn't eat this. The peas and carrots barely even have enough garlic butter on them. Why can't we just have spaghetti sandwiches?
Because you've had spaghetti sandwiches 3 nights in a row. Please, just eat this dinner. It's good for you.
Why can't I just go watch the Country Bells movie?
Because you've seen it 1,000 times. And I know you've got candy stuffed in that couch. Now sit down, finish this dinner.
You can't tell me what to do. I'm a big boy now.
Oh, a big boy.
Yep. Big boy.
Well, big boy, you're not going anywhere until these vegetables disappear.
That's what you think, Jack. I'm getting the hell out of here.
Oh, and where are you going?
I'm gonna get in my time craft and travel out of this place. I'm sick of it here. And I hate you, by the way.
You can hate me all you want, but you're gonna finish that dinner.
Screw off.
I mean it. You can play with your toys after dinner, not before then.
Kiss my ass.
I mean it. Don't you touch that box.
What is this? Where am I? What is this place? Where am I?
I don't believe this. I'm imagining this. No. This is a dream. This isn't real. No. It can't be. Help. Please, someone help me. What is this? What's happening? Oh, God. Help. This is... No. Where am I? No. No.
Well, what do you think? Jehovah Bear! What is this place? It's Panda Bear World! Panda Bear World! No! Panda Bear World isn't real! Well, of course it's real! What are you talking about? I've told you stories about it! Lots and lots of stories! Yeah, but I thought you were making it up! Why would a bear make something up?
Father, sovereign Lord, may this before. No one had seen anything like 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 this before. And Tunguska.
In my dreams, I'm always outnumbered by Jehovah's Witnesses. 10 to 1, 100 to 1. They always outnumber me. And they stand united against me. It's that sense of purpose and unity that scares me about Jehovah's Witnesses. You know what I'm talking about. That look on their faces. The clarity of vision. Never doubting who they are or what they're doing. It frightens me. It's been many, many years, but I continue having dreams about Jehovah's Witnesses. Night after night. They just keep coming. It usually involves me running down tunnels, corridors, district convention hallways. I'm looking for somewhere to hide. Hide from the prying eyes. The self-assured judgments. I've become quite adept at dissecting dreams, analyzing them. I can usually connect them to previous events and explain them away. For example, I see my dad in dreams. Repeatedly. The Jehovah's Witnesses themselves are usually mannequin-like. They don't have faces. They're all wearing suits and ties. But they're faceless. But then I'm always able to pick out my father's face in the crowd. It usually involves some situation where I am in a pit, a la David in the pit of lions. And I'm looking up at a panel of Jehovah's Witnesses, a committee perhaps. They're inspecting me, judging me. And I see my father. He's looking down at me. I reach up towards him. I try to speak to him, but he doesn't respond. He just looks down at me and leaves me to my fate. A very disturbing dream I had earlier this year involved me at some sort of event, and I'm there with worldly school children. I'm at my grade school. It's the 1980s. I mean, it's some sort of classroom party, and all the kids are getting gifts. Teddy Ruxpins, Nintendos. It's the 80s. And then it comes turn for me to get my present. And I'm all excited. And I open it up. And it's a doll. But it's also my dad. Except he's a doll, but it's not like he's even like an action figure. He's made out of popsicle sticks that are taped together, and it has his face on it. And my heart sinks because it's not what I wanted. And my dad starts talking to me, and he says, "Don't throw me away. I'm better than some old video game. Look, I've got legs that move. I've got arms. I could carry boxes for you. Give me a chance. I want to live." And I feel so bad inside, not because I didn't get the toy I wanted. I feel ashamed because I didn't want my dad. And so I take the little doll that's my dad and I put him in my shirt pocket. And I go on and continue with the dream. At a later point in the dream, I'm running. I'm running as fast as I can. And my dad is riding along with me. He's in my shirt pocket. And he says, "Whee, this is fun." And I'm running faster and faster, and I hit a bump. And my dad goes flying out of my shirt pocket. And I hear this snapping sound. And in the horror of that moment, I realize that I've stepped on my dad and crushed him. I killed my dad. It happened in a second. And nothing I can do can change the fact that my dad's dead. There is one dream I had also earlier this year, to which I cannot correlate to any past event. And I've come to believe that its meaning may be lying in the future. It may foreshadow something, I know not what. In this dream, it takes place in a kingdom hall. The Kingdom Hall restroom, in fact. I'm in there, I'm washing my hands, and I'm a Jehovah's Witness. I have my suit and tie on, and I finished washing my hands at the sink. I'm drying them off with towels. I walk out into the auditorium, and it's black with smoke. Thick black smoke everywhere. It's a fire. The Kingdom Hall is burning. I can barely see, but I make my way to the fire exit. And I start pushing on the door, but it won't open. I push as hard as I can. It's not budging. I turn around and I see Jim Rogers, an elder from the 1980s. He walks out of the smoke and he's got his family with him. They're wearing their Sunday clothes. And I say, "Jim, we can't get out." And he says, "Yes, the door is locked. You see, the Great Tribulation has started, and Jehovah has closed the door to the ark." And I turn around and I start pushing on the door again as hard as I can. It's not opening. At this point, I'm choking, I'm coughing. I can barely see it all. I turn around again. And Jim Rogers is standing there. And the flames are beginning to consume him. He's not even moving. He's standing there like a statue. His wife, Kathy, I see the flames are running up her dress. His kids, his son Jacob, has flames running up his pant leg. They're standing there letting it happen. And I say, "Jim, we're going to be burned alive in here." And Jim Rogers says, "I know. But what's on the other side of that door is even worse."
I hate vegetables. They taste like butt crack.
I know how you feel.
For the
This is the new Earth. Yep, the paradise of Jehovah's Witnesses. And let me be the first to welcome you here. Good to have you. I just can't believe it. Oh, you better believe it. This is happening. So Armageddon really came? Oh yeah. And let me tell you, it was a mess. It was like a spaghetti cook-off. Damn. I mean, that was raw shit. I mean, I wasn't there, mind you, but I've seen the footage on jw.org. They post videos of it there. You remember when Anthony Morris III said that at Armageddon people were going to be like hot dogs? Yeah, I remember that. Well, he was exactly right. You see, when people are cooked alive, they split open like a jumbo frank. And also the waste products that are in their lower intestine bubble to the surface, and it's like a chili dog. Makes you hungry if you sit around long enough. Oh, God, Jehovah Bear. What? That's what it looked like. A fleet of chili dogs floating down an ocean of beef ravioli. Because the streets turned to oceans of blood, as you know. It was like tomato soup, and it was... What? Hey, you're not looking so good. Are you feeling all right? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. Keep talking. Continue. Well, anyway, let me show you around. This is a new system. Yep, the paradise of Jehovah's Witnesses. Beautiful. I love it here. No TV or anything, but, you know, it's like camping. So Armageddon? All the people in the world got killed? Oh yeah, it was a massacre, let me tell you. Boy, howdy. I mean, shit. Some of the most violent shit I've ever seen. I mean, that was, and I watch a lot of action movies, but god damn, that was raw. I mean, people's brains exploding, guts pouring out everywhere, pubic hair getting ripped out by the stump. Oh, God. Now there's still pieces of it laying around. Look, there's a human mandible over there. There's still pieces of bodies laying everywhere? Oh, yeah. You see, in fulfillment of Bible prophecy, the carcasses of the dead are used as fertilizer. Jehovah doesn't want his people to be wasteful. So, you're bound to see some dead carnage here and there. Babies are the best. Dead babies, oh, so soft and supple. You put them in the mulcher, they make great flower potting. Whoa. Hey, are you okay? You almost fell. Are you alright? You look sick. No, I'm fine. I'll walk it off. I just need some air. I'm sorry, you can continue. What were you saying? Oh, about the dead bodies. That tomato bush over there is made out of scrotums. See, that's why I don't eat vegetables. Not now, Jehovah Bear. Look, I hate to break up this beautiful moment, but we've got to get moving. If we're caught here, we'll be put to death. Put to death? Why? Because you're an apostate. Jehovah's Witnesses will throw stones at us until we're dead. Are you crazy? I don't want to be an apostate. Huh? I thought that was your whole thing. Yeah, before I knew about all this. Wait a minute. I thought you were raised by Jehovah's Witnesses. How could you not know about this? Oh. You did know about this. You didn't believe. For years and years, your parents took you to the Kingdom Hall, trying to teach you the good news of the kingdom. But you made your heart like a stone. And now it all came true? And you want to jump on the boat with everyone else? Well, I've got news for you, Buck. That boat sailed. And your name wasn't on the passenger list. What was that? I think we're being watched. We've got to get moving. Come on. Start walking. Quickly. So how does that timecraft work anyway? I mean, it's just a box full of crap. Ignorant question. My timecraft does not operate by mechanical means. is generated through Jehovah's Holy Spirit, which is in abundance in the new system of things. So we could just hop in your box and take off again? No, because this was an unexpected journey thanks to you. My batteries are gonna need some time to recharge. Well, how long do we gotta wait? Well, the beating it's undergone? At least a few weeks, maybe a month. We're gonna be here a month? How are we gonna survive? Well, I know a few spots. We'll be safe from the watchtower as long as we can journey outside of the paradise into the Outlands, which is where we're heading now. The Outlands? Yeah. It's territory controlled by apostates. And we'll be safe there. I think. You think? Well, the apostates, they're a pretty gnarly bunch. Let's just say I've stolen a couple of bologna sandwiches in my life from them. And they are, well, they swore they would